Look, I am back in my bathroom, and it's been since my first video that I actually, no, my second video that I was actually in my bathroom, and then I decided to move out because I felt like the acoustics in here when I speak is just, it's a big room, big space, big empty space, and it's a lot of echo. If you want to see how I completed this eye look, make sure you stay around for the rest of the video. If you are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 300. I'm so excited, so happy myself because I started from the bottom. Now I'm here. Now I'm here. All right, and for those that are coming back and you've seen my videos before, welcome. This one may be a little bit different, but hey, everything changes. We evolve around here. We don't like to stay the same, okay? All right, check out the video. Okay, y'all. First, I'm going to start off with my Maybelline Express Brow to shape my brows. Then I'm going to go in with the Nicka K Concealer in the shade 8 to clean them up on the bottom. On the top, I'm just using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation color to shade in the top. Then I'm going to take the remainder of that Nicka K Concealer that's on the back of my hand and put it on the rest of my eyelid. Now I'm going to apply the Laura Mercier setting powder in the shade Translucent Honey to prevent any creasing and allow smooth application of my matte eyeshadows. To finish off my brows, I'll be using the Thick It Stick It Brow Mascara to darken and add fibers to my natural brows, and use the NYX Control Brow to make sure they stay in place. What do you think? I think okay. All right, now I'm going to go in with the Morphe 35M palette and the James Charles palette as well, and I'll be using all of the green and matte shades, all the green matte and glitter shades from both of these palettes to create my eye look. I know it was mentioned on Kita's Beauty page that you can find a dupe for the James Charles palette on Amazon, and it's about $8, but I got this mini palette for about $11, so it wasn't that bad. Now I'm going to start off with my darkest shade in my crease, and I'm going to just keep blending that in towards my inner corner of my eye. And I'm going to just use each shade and compound on top from darkest to the lightest and keep going forward towards the inner portion of my eye. Now make sure you blend very, very well. And remember the trick I said. If you're using your mirror, flip it over to the 10 times side so that you can see very, very close. Now I'm going back in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to kind of create an illusion of a cut crease. It's not really a cut crease. It doesn't have to be, very particular in any type of shape like a cut crease does. Just make sure you blend it out so the line is not harsh. Then I'm going in with the very, very bright shade, the last shade of green in that 35M color. And I'm sorry, in that 35M palette. Now I'm going in with all of my glitter shades the same way I did with my matte shades, and I'm just placing them on top, and then now I'm going to blend them all together. All right, now I'm going to take the NYX Epic Liner to line my eyes. I prefer this pen because it gives me more control of what the heck I'm doing. All right, now to do these stones, I'm going to go in with a nail design wax stick, my lash therapy pointed tweezers, and some dual lash glue. Okay, I ordered the wax stick and the stones from Amazon, and the tweezers were gifted to me. But you can also find them on her website, and I'll leave the link below. What y'all think? Nice. Now these lashes, I got rid of them after this look. I do not like them. I don't recommend them. So moving forward. They had pissed me off. I was over it. But it still looked nice once it dried. All right, I'm going back in with my prime. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face with my Elf Poreless primer, and then I'm gonna apply my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the shade Walnut. Let me know what y'all think about this shade. If you think it's a good color match for my skin. I'm gonna use my buffing brush and I'm gonna buff everything out. Now I'm gonna go back in with that Nicka K shade in the Nicka K concealer, the Nicka K concealer in the shade 10, and I'm gonna contour with the Black Radiance foundation stick in the shade 6826. I'm sure this has a name, but I couldn't find it. Sorry. Now I'm going to blend out my contour first because it likes to spread. And if it spreads it too far on my cheek, I can use my actual concealer to correct that problem, okay? So remember that in the future. Now make sure you use a damp beauty blender to actually blend in your concealer. If you make it too wet, it's just going to create this like see-through patch, and then it's going to pick up the product and it's going to look a total hot mess, okay? And then here you just see me blending my nose. Now I'm going to go back in to brighten my eyes with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Deep. Let it dry down if you want it to cover more, if you want more coverage. Make sure you look up as you blend and press it into the skin. Now I'm going to set that concealer with the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey, and I make sure you also press this in and look up and don't set those fine lines because we want an airbrush finish. Okay? We want airbrush. Airbrush. And I'm using my brush to push it in and dust it off. Then I'll go back in with my beauty blender to make sure everything is smooth and set in place. Now y'all know I'm a little extra, so I went ahead and took the buffing brush and I went ahead and made sure everything was, well blended across my whole face. Because we don't like harsh lines. I mean, they aren't attractive, you know? And so now before I go on to bronze, I'm going to go ahead and let my nose bake because sometimes I can get a bit oily, and I know I was going outside and it was pretty warm today. So yeah, I wanted to set my nose. And I did use two different shades, the Black Radiance Cocoa Kisses and the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey to set my nose. Now I'm applying the Makeup Revolution Glow Matte Bronzer to set the areas that I contoured. Now I'm going to go in with the Sephora Micro Smooth and blend it under the bottom of where I placed my two shades of contour, like right in that center area under my cheekbone. Because I don't want harsh lines. Like, I don't like harsh lines. Then I'm going to dust off my nose contour powder so that I can, get that ready to set everything in place. Squish, 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 squish. Then I'm going to fan it down and let it all dry. Okay? Now, I must have had a brain fart because I went back in with the Morphe bronzer on top of where it had already bronzed. And this was the area because look at it. It was just too dark, too high, too much. Okay? Now, that side is the Micro Smooth. I decided to go back in on that side with the Micro Smooth. Do you see the difference? Major difference, right? Yeah. I did not like that look. So I decided I can go back in with some contour, which I did. I used my Tarte Shape Tape to fix the problem. Then I went ahead and set with 3 different powders this time versus 1 or 2. Have you ever set with 2 powders before? I had no idea how this was going to turn out, but hey, I was winging it because ain't no mistakes in makeup. We just try stuff, okay? We trying it. Now I'm going to go ahead and push the powder in and brush it all off at the same time, but I'm also going to use 3 different brushes because I don't want the colors to cross contaminate. I want the colors to be in the place in which they are. So I use 3 different brushes. Then I go on with my very big buffing brush, and this is where I kind of cross contaminate, where I blend them all in and make sure everything still looks smooth, seamless, that airbrush finish. So what do you think? Y'all think it looked nice? I think it came out nice. Maybe you should try this. I don't know. Try it. But after this, I went ahead and used my Maybelline setting spray. And of course, I set everything in place. You don't see here, but I doused my face in this stuff, okay? Because I wanted to make sure that it was set. Then I went in with my Q-tip and my Maybelline gel liner to line my waterline. I just think this looks so sexy. I do. I just think a dark waterline just looks sexy to me. It's my opinion. Don't at me. All right. Then I went back in and I used the Dior Lash Primer to prime my lower lashes to give it some extra oomph when I'm getting ready to put on this curvitude lash sensational. I wanted my bottom lashes to show. What are we doing makeup for if it's not showing? Okay. Now, last but not least, I'm going in with the micellar water to clean up all my stones and my nose ring. And I did notice that one stone was missing over there on my eye. I did go ahead and put it back on. So look, see, yeah, it's there. But hey, one time for the food. Honey came through. Thank you, honey. Here is the final look. What do you think? The lip color is Mocha Mousse by Maybelline, and the lip liner is by the brand Perfect Nude in the shade Coffee. Man, when I say I was not expecting for this to look as cute as it did, it really looked very, very cute. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will definitely see you guys in the next. All right, toodles.